Hi guys, this week we're going to put up another diagram, just like the previous video. This is a spiral diagram. This came about, or my first exposure to a spiral diagram was in software development, where you find a problem, you design a solution, you build the bit of software, you test it, and then you go back and you reassess, and you keep going until you disappear into the center of the spiral. I'm going to use a similar thing here for story. So when you're examining and when you're thinking about a story element. So let's pop the spiral up now and we'll have a look. So what we've got at the top, in the widest part, is an action. Your character is going to take an action. That action is an event. He goes off and decides to rob a bank. What is the outcome of that action that he takes? How does the world push back? And this doesn't have to be a protagonist, it can be an antagonist, it can be anybody. So there's a pushback here. There is an outcome to the action. Every action has a reaction. Then we've got that outcome. So now we have to look at the new world, because an outcome will shape the world around it. You know, someone leaves their spouse, someone finds a new partner, someone goes to a restaurant, has food, but they're spotted at that. So that action of them being spotted at that restaurant is going to have an outcome. That outcome is going to reshape the world. Then we have to, as writers, assess what that new world looks like with our story character in it. So something's happened, there's change. Now we reassess that change. Now, when we've reassessed that, either us or in concert with the character, we come up with a new action. This action could be a bigger, more dramatic action, but it's starting to get to the final resolution. So then again, we have this action, and then from there we go to another outcome. And from another outcome, we go to a new world scenario. From that scenario, an assessment, and we keep going round and round and round until we've got nothing left. We've exhausted everything in that mode. That little part we're looking at, the car chase scene, the let's get hold of some gold, let's get hold of the treasure map, let's find a partner. And that could be a B story. So the B story keeps going in a cycle where your big story is going along and it resolves. And this is a way of looking at a way of pushing through a story, rather than look at it as an arc where we've got a small thing and then a lot of stuff happens and it goes to something small. Look at it as constantly pushing towards the resolution. It's a spiral getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Based on that too, I had a recent conversation with somebody who had a really big thing in their story. It was a story. So what they were struggling with was their motivation for their antagonist. So the antagonist was having these big, bold moves against a very prominent protagonist. It was going to be a fantastic battle, but what motivated the antagonist wasn't very big. It wasn't enough to motivate that antagonist. It was that, as I always say, you know, someone steals your parking space, so you automatically go out and murder their entire family. It was that sort of scenario. This thing was happening, but getting this much result. That's not a good way of writing something. So you've got an action and an outcome, and the overlap of the action and the outcome is a reaction. So that's how that spiral fits in. So you can think of it as that way, as like a bit of a Venn diagram. We've got an action and the outcomes overlay, and then depending on how much they overlay is how big the reaction is. If you've got an action and the outcome only just really, the reaction isn't going to be very big. But if you do something and the outcome is massive, that's going to drive a bigger reaction. That's going to be a bigger motivation for people to react. Very short video this week, but look at that spiral diagram. Again, there'll be a link below for you to download this if you want to look at it and think about it. Any comments would be great. If you like this video, YouTube will send you more videos on writing and that sort of stuff. Thank you for everyone who's been doing this sort of stuff. And until next time, guys, keep writing. Bye.